Holy...
I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Stay back!
Don't shoot! What is up, guys, and welcome back to another Transformers video here today. And this video we will be covering something I've always found very interesting. We've never really gotten the definitive answers from the movies, so I'm going to be taking on the task of trying to explain what happened to Sam Witwicky after the first three Transformers movies. Without further ado, let's get right into it. After the events of Dark of the Moon, Sam Witwicky's fate is never explicitly detailed in the next two movies that are, of course, part of the main Bayverse continuity, being Transformers 4, Age of Extinction, and 5, The Last Knight. Although, we do get some hints towards it in The Last Knight, as Sam does get brought up, and we do see a picture of him, as we have Sir Anthony Hopkins' character, who is Sir Edmund Burton in that movie, as he's explaining to Cade Yeager the order of the Witwiccans and all of the former humans who have once played a part in helping cover up the existence of Transformers on Earth. As we know, that movie definitely did a lot of retconning to the prior Transformers lore, establishing that they were coming to this planet and doing stuff on this planet long before the events of Transformers 2007. And I'll just say this, at the time when I was watching that, I was like, this is kind of ridiculous. But, and I'm not saying it's not ridiculous, but when you do think about it, there is some justification for the Autobots or Transformers period having to do stuff on Earth hundreds of years prior to the events of the 2007 movie. As, of course, Earth has always played a very big role for the Transformers. Of course, we find out later in that movie that it is Unicron, but of course Sentinel crashed there on the moon. You had the Autobots, the Allspark made it there, Megatron made it there. Long story short, the Transformers have been on Earth a long time, but we do see a picture of Sam Witwicky with his fucked up hair, but the way that he's talked about, we don't really get any closure or explanation as to his current fate. But based on the fact that literally everybody else there is dead and Sam has no presence in the movie, we could probably assume from that point that Sam is in fact dead at this point. But there is actually stronger evidence to help push us further down the road in this direction, and that comes from the prior movie, Transformers Age of Extinction. Now we will have to go back to the clip I opened up this video with, which is when Cade activates Optimus Prime in his garage alongside with his friend Lucas. His daughter, of course, is in the house. They launch the missile in there as they unlodge it from the chest of the chassis of the truck that is Optimus Prime. They have no idea because he is a robot in disguise. But once they get him activated, Optimus loses his shit. He starts panicking. He whips his gun out. He puts the humans at gunpoint. He smacks Lucas in the head because he goes running across the room. Optimus is clearly startled and very on edge, and many people miss this. I included missed this the first however many times I watched it, but you can actually hear Optimus Prime say, "Sam, run," as he's transforming and freaking out. Now, this is huge, and of course this could just be like, oh, a little Easter egg, they threw that in there. No, this is very telling as to what happened, and this is why I wish we got further explanation on a lot of this stuff in the Bayverse movies, because they really do set up a lot of these little interconnected pieces to play bigger roles, but they never expand upon it. Let me explain. So, the whole setup for Optimus Prime in this movie, why he's in hiding, why he's all messed up to begin with, why the Autobots are scattered, is because Cemetery Wind has been teaming up with Lockdown to track down, hunt, and kill and exterminate the remaining Autobots following the Battle of Chicago and Dark of the Moon. The U.S. government has appointed Cemetery Wind. They no longer have Nest working with the Autobots. It is now Cemetery Wind who pretty much has psyoped everybody into thinking the Autobots were never our friends. They are all our enemies. They all need to go. They are all bad. And we even see in the movie, the representative that's there for the president, when he's speaking to the two, I'm blanking on a lot of the human characters' names, but of course the two villainous characters that are working for Cemetery Wind in the movie. You have, of course, the higher-up guy with the beard, and then you have the guy that's more of the human antagonist, 2Cade, who's the guy that shows up at the farm and is antagonizing them. But point being, those two individuals are successfully running this operation without even alerting the U.S. government. The president has no idea what's going on, as shown by that the representative for the president literally asking if Optimus Prime could show up at the birthday party, or he could get a picture with Optimus Prime, something like that. They have no idea that they have a pretty much like an FBI, CIA team working for the government that is literally participating in the execution of the once great ally Autobots. So, setting that up, we know that Lockdown was closing in on Optimus. They did fight, and Optimus was able to escape. Now, we can assume, of course, that the Autobots were all together at a point. They were probably trying to stick together, hide together. We see Ratchet out on his own. We find out that Hound, Drift, Crosshair, and Bumblebee were able to stick together. But what I would pose is that what if Sam was with Optimus, or with Bumblebee, and with all of them together when this attack took place? That's why the first thing Optimus says when he gets reactivated post-fleeing this fight is Sam, run. The muscle memory is kicking back in. Sam was with them, and Sam was likely a casualty of this attack. This is also reason why we see Bumblebee, who is pledged to serve and protect Sam, not with him in the following movie. Bumblebee is off on his own. Transformers 3 ended. Obviously, they were going through it. A large part of that movie early on is the fact that B and Sam are not close anymore because B's off doing his Black Ops stuff, his reconnaissance missions. But of course, over the course of that movie, they come back together. Of course, their emotional attachment is strengthened post the fake death out. And at the end, B is literally showering Carly and Sam in wedding rings. So, I mean, we all see the direction that's going in. It doesn't really make much sense for after that moment, B to completely abandon Sam, especially when Sam is known as the closest friend to the Autobots who would then be hunted. Optimus, Bumblebee, all of the Autobots would undoubtedly take Sam into protection with them, thus putting him back in the line of fire for Lockdown's subsequent attack, which is why, more than likely, Sam Witwicky was killed by either Lockdown or Cemetery Wind right before the events of Transformers Age of Extinction. Adding on to this, using more examples from the very scene of Optimus's activation, his very aggression towards straight-up humans is unlike anything we've ever seen before. This change in behavior could be motivated by the loss of a close ally like Sam, if Sam had also been the casualty of human-related interference in an attack on the Autobots. So, I mean, we obviously see over the course of Age of Extinction, Optimus's view towards humans has shifted dramatically. And it could be Sam's death that set him on that path, and Ratchet's absolute, I don't even know the right word, they're ripping him apart, the brutalization of the desecration of Ratchet that he sees on the camera once Cade sneaks into the facility. That really puts him over the edge. Now, overall, while we will probably never have conclusive evidence, considering they're probably done touching anything with the Bayverse, we're probably never going to get a true ending to the story of what happened to Shia LaBeouf's Sam Witwicky. But based on what we get in the following movies and based on what we don't get, it pretty much, I mean, unfortunately, it leads us in the direction of assuming that, yes, Sam Witwicky is officially dead in the Transformers universe. He was killed after the events of Transformers 3, before the events of Transformers 4, which then explains more so Optimus's motivations and the path he's on in that movie. So let me know what you guys think. Did Sam make it out after Transformers 3, live happily ever after with Carly off in the Bahamas with his parents? Or I mean, maybe he went with Turturro's character down into Cuba, or wherever he was. He went with Simmons down to Cuba. But who knows? Who knows? We'll never really know. We don't have conclusive evidence. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did Sam make it, or was he dead going into the movie? Likes, dislikes, anything's appreciated. Let me know down below. Until next time, peace.